shit!
Hello, motherfucker.
Okay. No, they're ignorant. That's ignorant.
We're going to build a wall. What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Emotional damage.
Hello everybody, welcome to another KavernaTV video. Guys, I have some nice games to show you guys today. You know, I'm very known to be clinging to games that I should be resigning. However, it does pay out sometimes, and I do have some nice games to show you guys today. I have selected 4 of my greatest comeback games of 2022. All these games were played before the Haka Pellets nerf update, so keep that in mind. And let's get started, guys. And if you like videos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can support the channel. All right, guys, so this is game number 4. We are playing on the map Rockies. So my opponent playing France on the right side corner, Mr. Sparrow, that's it, Mr. Sparrow, guys, playing France. And on the left side of the corner, here I am playing Sweden. So this were before the Hankapelas got nerfed dramatically, rendered them completely useless. However, I don't remember if I done some Hankapelas, maybe a couple of them. So I went with the market opening this time, not with the 2 torps. Quite unusual. So nice. 2 treasures, that's very nice. So during the transition, we put most people on wood and start doing some torps, right? Well, France has a different strategy in mind. So send some villagers forward, so for a forward base. So actually, I think he's planning to do some H2 play. This was a very old game that I had, so that's why I quite don't remember it. And I didn't want to watch them. I actually want to be surprised when I'm actually making this video. There's some Carolians here. The explorer is trying to run through my base, trying to get some information, see what I'm making. If you actually see on my perspective here, I actually see both of his torps right now. So I actually might lose a villager here as well. Okay, so he definitely has a bigger mass. Maybe I should not be taking these trades. You know, maybe I'm trying to buy some time. But what is happening now, I'm actually quite a big trouble. He has a bigger mass. I can't stop that. I need to have some nice shipments, maybe some leather cannons, but I only have the foundry wagon in a single leather cannon. Let's remove the fog of war. There's a big fight happening right now. Let's see. Oh, that's big mistake by me, walking and wandering like that. And I actually might lose everything. I should maybe even retreat this, keep this guy shooting. But I guess, look, even the leather cannon completely randomly useless. That was a big mistake on my side, and I think it just made things worse. I mean, how can you come back from a game like this and have 8 hussars coming in the field? How many musketeers this guy have? 29 musketeers, 8 hussars against 12 Carolians. How the heck can I come back from this? Anyway, here I am, 22 now. And keep in mind that I'm on 23 villagers and he's on 28, right? He's already with 1500 score lead. I'm idling my villagers, sending them to the town center. However, I'm fully torped. I've spent a lot of resources on building my torps, so it will help. But I can't really mess because, and also I'm losing so many villages. Oh my god, that's so horrible. Wow, that is at some point many people will just resign right here. You know, Crispy always says, Caverna, you crazy. You cling to games. Like sometimes you have one of the nicest comebacks. Sometimes you can't come back. And when I'm completely hopeless, then I give up. But if I have a little bit of hope, you know, then I stay a little bit longer just to see if I actually can do something about it. Anyway, it doesn't really look very. It doesn't look very hopeful. He has 2 shipments still. What's he's hoping for? He could actually upgrade his cav, upgrade his musketeers, or even get a crossbow. It would just speed up. I mean, I think that's the first mistake he's making. He's going for my torps. You know, at this point, I don't actually care about the torps that much. I'm fully torped. I have a village outside, so I can actually keep on making torps here. I can even cannot make torps because of the forward base. But that is not the thing to do, and you should finish my town center and finish me off. It's allowing me to get the royal arquebusers. It's going to give me some momentum. Also, I managed to get the leather cannon shipment with the artillery foundry, so you're going to take the artillery foundry, but I already have a forward base, another base on the back of my town center here. He's not producing units either, so he's basically getting very comfortable in this position with his military. He's doing a forward base, which was great. But he's not pushing. If he start pushing here, taking my town center, keep on making military, don't stop, he would have won the game. The game was already over. You know, if the game is over, just take the win. But instead, he decided to go to H3. He stopped making military. Now he does a mistake as well. Do a little push into my army. And he's still pushing, you know. Even that he's aging up, he's still pushing. Now I got 2 leather cannons out. Now we have 3 leather cannons in the field. I got House of Allies, so I got some arquebusers, some units that will counter them big time. So there we go. Now he started losing units strong. There you go. Here comes the cav. Gonna take out the leather cannons, I suppose. And not even that, I think. A good micro here, moving them away. I haven't lost a single leather cannons. He lost all the hussars. He had 8 hussars. Now he has none. He lost a bunch of musketeers. And I think that's the beginning of the end. I think that's one of his mistakes. He doesn't have an outpost here to ship a falconet to help his pursuit of trying to finish me off. And then if you think about it, this is like wood resources. There's 600 resources here. There's a whole shipment he's gonna lose because he's not paying attention, and he aged up and he didn't make military. Now aging up myself, my opponent coming with the Jaegers, pretty strong. Go. He's doing actually cuirassiers as well, so I'll go for the chase. Kind of bad. Let's see what's happening here. I managed to take out the cuirassiers without much a problem actually. But the game is coming to an end now, so this is probably the last battle here. So he's losing. I'm focusing like a single cuirassier at a time, just because they have so much HP. A little bit of attack move right now. Falconets are coming into place. I'm losing a lot of infantry. I need to handle that last cap. There we go. But I actually want to be close so I can snare as well, taking down the Jaegers. And also he's in trouble because how he's gonna handle the Falcons. He has to fend Falcons of his own. And there we go. Now he's finally sending that card. The fog is in. Falconet's gonna shoot those, move back, count 4 seconds, and then go again. There we go. Perfect. So good micro on the Falconets. Managed to take all his Falconets and not... They were close, so they got shot here. But I didn't lose them, which was great. So more cuirassiers coming in. I just gotta keep this... Oh my god, that volley was great. Another volley. So just controlling the falconets. Every single falconet shot was on the infantry net. None of them was into the cav. That was perfect micro there with the falconet and musketeers. Now more falconets are coming in. Actually start floating now. Actually in control of the game. There we go. Some Haka pellets now. I finally see some Haka pellets. And I think that's the game. And he calls GG. Hey, there we go. We are on our third game here. We are playing us Dutch this time against Sweden. So let's see what this game is going to bring. It's this very interesting game here. Me playing the Dutch, you know, I'm not the greatest Dutch player, as you might be aware, but I have been playing Dutch a little bit more every now and then when it comes after the updates with the banks, the experiences. So it was one of the most favorite civs to play that I had most fun to play with. So I have a very interesting opening with the Dutch. I think this Ozzy Drongo did publish a video talking about this guy that came into this build order. And I still think this is one of the best build orders. Collecting coin, so it will be much faster than you have villagers actually collecting wood. Depends, maybe if you get like some wood treasures, like this one in particular here, the 70 wood, that would have helped instead of actually getting coin here. And actually the Dutch being one of the civs that can collect coin the fastest. Yeah, the merchants, right? So that works pretty well. The idea is that I will have hunting dogs, so that sometimes I don't have hunting dogs just because I don't have the right treasures. But the idea, we would want to have a house, market, a hunting dogs, AW 15 villagers, a bank, and a villaging queue. I just want to see this opening, guys. We know what Sweden might be doing. So there we go. You want to have 350 food, and then you're gonna move everybody into coin, and you also need 50 wood here because you're gonna buy 300 wood. So you're gonna need 50 wood more for the 350 for the bank. So see, I realized that I actually need more people for the 50 wood, and so I have the 350 wood already gathered. So everybody to coin. So this is important that you don't over gather, because every second is important. If you don't want idle, you just see a single second. So this guy is going. Everybody on wood. It has also a market early on, which is very interesting. So you probably have, okay, he's researching hunting dogs. But anyway, so once I got the 50 wood, I put everybody in coin, and I keep on buying 100 wood. So you see, during that transition, I'm gonna buy 100 wood more, build a bank with 3 or 4 villagers. So I chose 4 villagers this time, and everybody owns on coin already. That's gonna be enough time for me to actually kill a villager before the time of age up. So before you age up, you already have a bank, you already have a market, you already have a villaging queue, and you can now put these guys on coin, and then that's all the coin you're gonna need for the game, at least for some time. There you go. The villagers is in queue just before they age up. Then I will go with 700 wood, put most people on food, and try to make all your banks, and then I actually get the bank wagon later on. That's my build order. I think it's quite decent. I know that people actually gather the wood. You might say that the only disadvantage is that you might actually run your coin mine too early on. Okay, we have that little fight over there. I see that he's coming. I lost a villager actually. That's not good. But there we go. We have now 4 banks at an 8 minutes mark, making some skirms. At this point, my opponent is already fully torped, so his economy is pretty good at this point as well. Okay, so I see the threat. I need to kite as much as possible now. Skirmishers will do a pretty good job. But this is before the hack update. So you see, my opponents want to go for hackers. They're really strong at this point. But so at this point, I realize I need to get those halberdiers out. And there we go. They are in place. It's just a protection for them. So he's gonna commit. He's hit the halberdiers and he moves a little bit back, which well, maybe he didn't. You see, I managed to kill a lot of his hacker pellets. So the opponent now has 2 falconers. That's going to be interesting because I actually making coverings in advance of already expecting Sweden to come with infantry. So that was pretty clever of me. Maybe not the best macro here. Maybe I should slow down actually when you have good fights like this. And I think they've got cleaned up here. That's not good. So my opponent has a massive advantage at this point. I have 30 villagers, he has 35. He got all the torps in. There we go. Comes a lot of halberdiers. My villagers are exposed. I have spent 100 wood there. I need to actually get that back. But if it allows my halberdiers to touch, I don't think that's good for the... I think you should maybe put the hacker pellets back. You don't really want to take the melee range. So if you shoot with the hacker pellets with the arrow damage, you actually will destroy my halberdiers. But if you allow them to touch you, then that's going in my favor. But look, at this point, he has 20 Carolinas in a falconet, almost dead. I have 12 villages in the town center, which is not great. They shouldn't be 10, right? Because that's the maximum damage you can have out of your town center. But I think I'm just way too busy for other things. So he's running away. Maybe he should have pushed a little bit more here. What is his one? Yeah, Haka pellets. He wants more Haka pellets. There's loads of them coming. So actually, there's a bit. I kind of remember in this game now. There's an interesting fight here about this bank. Is it gonna show up? I remember this. I should have probably delete this house and actually get my 100 wood back. It's kind of stupid that I actually don't see that. It's funny how you watch your replays and you actually learn from them. It's something. Oh gosh. So 28 skirms and 19 hubs and coverage. I mean, this is a thing that's it's a must. Like Crispy plays Sweden all the time. They always come with loads of falconets. And I was expecting maybe even an age up, age 4, it comes with heavy cannons, and there we go. Look at that, age 4. So it is something that does happen with Sweden. Ford comes in. I see that. I try to see what's going on. Maybe a mistake on my side. Here we go. Can't not lose this mess. So I put this in cover mode, try to protect a little bit of that. So see the heavy cannons. I have to back out here. The Hakapella is doing major work. I do have a big mass here. I managed to kill all his Carolinas that went to front. There we go. You're making more coverings. Like, this covering might die. So I'm putting them forward, and he comes with the cav forward and kill my covering, right? So I sort of learned from that mistake, and I will use that in my advantage in my next round. So I remember this a little bit now. So look at this now. So I know that he wants to kill my coverings with the Haka pellets, right? So this time I put them forward like I'm doing a mistake, but then I move them forward and see if you can bait him in. Because he doesn't want to lose the heavy falcons. But there we go. So the same reaction, but this time with a different outcome. I managed to take one of his falconets there. I'm tanking a little bit for the coverings. I need to take those artillery right now. So there we go, doing a pretty good job. The heavy cannon is going to go down in the next shot or so. There's less coverings down. The cav into the falconets. Loads of hubs. He lost his mass. He's sieging here the bank. Not very good, Spy. Not gonna lie. I don't think the outcome will be any difference at this point. Haka pellets still very expensive, you know, if you don't macro them correctly. Sieging my bank here probably not the greatest idea. And here we go. I got a very good fight here. Nice comeback. So I think what came in clutch here is they use the halberdiers instead of actually using readers. The good thing about halberdiers is actually they can stay in front of your skirmishes. Now late in the game, actually I'm starting to add some readers as well. That's gonna add action bar protection for my skirm mass, and he's not gonna be able to do anything with Carolinas against the massive skirmishes. And from now on, it's downhill for him. So I've done like readers many times over, and I realized that actually halberdiers is the way to go. It helps you siege as well, and actually gives a little bit of tankish for your skirmishes. I mean, not saying anything new here, but for me it was a realization that playing Dutch like this is way better at the beginning, because halberdiers are cheaper and actually quite strong units. So there we go. We're gonna catch here a couple of 8 villagers here. It's pretty huge. He has 46 villagers and I have 40, so that evens out a little bit. Oh my god, he's at a factory there, which I didn't mind pushing because I want to have a momentum here. I have the coverings, I have all the military, so I want to put pressure in, and they're probably gonna get a nice volley there, kill all his falcons, and we should call GG right here. And that's it. That's my third game. That's the third comeback. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and let's jump into the next game. Friends and sisters, comrades, welcome to the second game, the second comeback of 2022. We have Eternity playing the Ethiopians against me playing Sweden. This was a very nice comeback. I think this game was great. I really thought I had lost this game, and I've managed to survive. This was one of those games that people said, my god, Kaverna, how are you not resigning at this point? Is he making new? Oh, he bought house. He bought cows. Oh, he got semi-fattened cattle. Interesting. I actually never done that with Ethiopia. I play a little bit of Ethiopia lately, which is pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, I should be enjoying playing Ethiopia. I like that you can actually gather, helps your macro a little bit. So we age up with the outpost. Interesting. What am I doing? Oh, I see what I'm doing. I'm actually doing the Halberdiers rush. And I don't know why I did this. I think Bronchi was telling me this strategy and I said, oh, I might give that a try. And here I am. I know you might say it's a bit lame. We want to get 1500 food to actually get, we already got the church card, right? And we want to get the House of Allies as well. So now we want to get most people on coin. I already get the, here we go. He's trying to siege my, actually managed to get my TP, but I managed to clean him up here. Let's just slow down a little bit here for this moment because we want to see what's happening. I have 15 villagers. He has 15 villagers. Military wise, he has nothing in the field, so that's why the strength of this strategy comes. So I'm able to take his war camp, which is huge. So I'm not giving up on this war camp. I know he's almost down, not going to be distracted, and now we can be able to get this Gascania here. These halberdiers are pretty strong early on, and we just have way too many of these Gustavians. If you don't know, my name is Gustavo, so I think that's why I was so interested in this strategy. I know most people say it's lame strategy, but it's not easy to pull off. And if you actually, if you lose your push, and especially because I lost my outpost, then the skirmishes here, they're coming a little bit too late, and I have to walk a lot. This guy should be sieging his town center and making his life miserable, right? But let's see what he's doing here. Is he going for an H3 play? He has to build his war academy. I mean, he's doing that on the back. My opponent here is making Neftania. It's good to have infantry in light range cavalry. A little more like a skirmishing units. They have 30% resist, and we only have 10 melee resist. So actually, it is a bad trade for me. But I know I had to chase, and I'm focusing one at a time, as you can see there, because now he doesn't have much damage. Even though he can take a lot of damage, he doesn't have enough to actually take my arquebusiers. There we go. Comes 5 more, and I know that I'm in trouble. I need to take this town center down, otherwise I'll be in trouble. He has some useless Gascania here, which is nice. He's not actually making the full use of them. Look at this town center. It's like it looks so low here, but you gotta always look the HP in here as well. It's very important, because what's gonna happen is even he's gonna fall, but then it's still quite a long way to go, right? And my halberdiers are running out. I'm trying to keep this as low as possible now, trying to tank a little bit with the explorer, but he has way too many units now. I think I did some damage. I think that was the purpose of this play as well, is to do a lot of damage. And look, I went for packs because I want to take that town center. This town center is still not healed. He's not healing his town center, but there's a lot of incoming damage now with the fort as well. Those units are so strong, and Pike is just such a weak units, and they're just melting against all those lights. I would say the skirmisher units. I would say actually I'd never done Neftanias with Ethiopia when I played them. I did the shoulder warriors. They're pretty nice. So I'm trying to keep the pressure, making more pikes. I'll do some Carolians as well. I'm kind of lost. The score is even out, and he's coming back. So I don't know at this point if who is actually winning. He has 40 pop here. I'm 110. So you know what? I need to focus on the economy, right? And that's where I gave him a little bit breathing room for me to come back. But look at that mess. I cannot stop that. And I'm definitely in trouble here. I don't know how I'm going to stop this military. But I know if I don't have an economy behind, I'm not going to be able to actually come back and actually take his army. At the same point, I'm trying to say, okay, let's use this Osiris. I need that barracks. I need another pop, but I don't think it's worth it. Look, Caroline is very poorly against these guys. Now he actually mixing up with some desert warriors. I think that's one of the mistakes. He's going for my torps. At this point, I'm fully torped. I barely care about this. He should have come from my barracks, and there we go. He's doing the right thing now. Let's see what we are doing. I think I've done archers on this game, if I remember correctly, because I realized that this is not working for me. And he has 26 villagers and I have 25, so we're very, very poor at this stage. My hunts are running out of hunts. I'm trying to distract him as much as I can. Sending villagers forward, maybe not a good idea. Lose a couple more villagers. Send some archers, more cav. That managed to scare him off a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't get so cocky. I kind of got baited here, I guess. Lost a lot of cav. I need to... But I need to keep him off. I need to keep... Even if I'm giving him an advantage, my economy is kicking in because of the torping that I've done. And my macro is messed up. I have everybody on wood. And what I'm going to do here in this situation, he's 2,000 score ahead now, which is a problem because Ethiopia can scale quite well as well. They have some nice units, and those skirmishes are pretty strong H2 against crossbows, right? Crossbow won't do as well as those skirmishes will. So I'm actually very exposed as well. If some cav units come, I will be really in trouble. So I'm switching to cav archers here. I have to adapt. You know, this was not how I was expecting this game to go. And there we go, shuttle warriors. They're gonna demolish all my skirms and now I'm in a big trouble. You can see that the score difference here went to 3,000. Was 4,000 at some point. Losing a couple of villagers. He's on 33 villagers and I'm on 23. Now he's like a 10 villagers difference. I think I have a kind of good trade here at somehow I managed to get all these skirms as well with the cav. But I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of a good cleanup for me. The score kind of even out a little bit, but it's still in his favor. He still managed to remass, and now comes the anti-cav, and now it becomes a problem because now he has anti-cav, he go with skirms, and what am I gonna do? Can't do Carolians. Hussars will be expensive, but my macro is still messed up. I still have everybody on wood. So okay, let's add some artillery to the mix, but with that, all of those light cav, I think is still in his favor. Now he's on 35 villages, I'm on 25. So let's see what he's doing. He's transitioning to farming. He has another hunt. He could take map control. He could have explored the zero a little bit more. Maybe 2 more hunts. He would have bought him a bit more time before he go into farms. But I think I understand. It's just like, you're here. These things are cheap. And maybe get this started early might be a good thing. Even though I have no mass, I'm still putting pressure. I'm keeping him on his toe. I don't want him to get too far ahead. But this whole strategy is like go, finish, and push, end the game. So I was not expecting me to actually kick back on this. And actually managed to sort of recover a little bit. So he goes H3, right? But he has a lot of anti-cav. And at this point, I'm really stuck in H2. I'm a bit scared of his pops, and I decided to commit here. Look at this fight. Let's see what's going on here. Let's move this way. That's not going to be a nice cleanup on my side. And oh, here you go. Some Gascanias popping. This game goes on, guys. So I said, okay, I need to kill some of his villagers. He's exposed on those farms, and I do have a lot of cav. 13 cav, 26 crossbows, and look at this. Look at this. You know what? I'm gonna start improving my economy. I can't go H3 right now, so let's do some bows, fishing bows. Look at this. This was such a clutch fight because I saw, okay, I had this. I have way more cav, I have way more units, but dude, these things are nice. 400 HP against 368, and he has some night pop coming up. He has all these guys shooting in the back. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna redirect these units to this skirmish, but he's kiting, and then in that process I'm losing all my crossbows, which was a big mistake. These guys are way more resistant than my crossbows. My crossbows just melted for that cav, and I should not have to redirect my cav into the skirms. I should have let them fight the cav and maybe focus my crossbows onto this Mephthanium. I don't know, if the 30 resist, it's just hard to play against this. He has also a palace wagon come, so that's 2 of them. So that's 2 forts, right? It's gonna be make my life a nightmare here. The score is kind of even up. I think it's probably because of the boats that are actually making. So I start to add some leather cannons, keeping the pressure in. And I'm just not letting him breathe, not mass a big amount of stuff, because his units is going to be H3 units and I'm going to have H2. Even if I lose my stuff, and there's a bug that I always do, is a mistake that I have. I always keep clicking on barracks and clicking them on the floor, so my units come and go where my military is. And sometimes I do a villager, and I might accidentally click on the floor, and the villagers start coming towards the fight, which is something that I do and that I hate, and I don't know how to stop. So let's see how many boats I have now. 8 boats. Doing a second dock here. And that's when it starts getting very interesting now. He's now 1,300 points ahead of me. Age 3. I'm not even near aging up. Stuck in age 2. If I knew if I aged up, he would push and end this game. I didn't want that, so you know what I have to do? I have to do walls. I need to buy time. I need to boom on the water because that's going to increase my food production. I already have no twerps. I need to find blackberries as well at some point. Do I have 2 shipments? Am I saving that? I use everything on H2, guys. Basically, I don't have any more shipments to send. And my opponent is starting to get ahead of me, no? It's still 1,800 now, so almost 2,000 now. There we go. We had those shipments. Now we can shed 2 falconets, 9 Caroleans. And I think I start doing a lot of the leather cannons at this point because I know that I need to take 6 skirms, but there you go. That's an interesting fight here. I'm blocking with this with the bros here, but I lose the falcons. I lose the leather cannons. I managed to do some pretty good damage to his mass. And look at this score now, guys. I should even coming back ahead of now. And I will tell you what it is. It's the boats. If you look at my food income, it's just insane. And I have nobody on coin. That's the beauty of Sweden, right? God damn. You look at the food income. People say that this map isn't great for a water boom. I agree. You don't have to do too many, but you know there's still a lot of food in the sea. There's 1,000 here, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 5,500 food left still in there for that investment of boats. I would say it's still very useful. I'm actually getting ahead now, big time. At this point, I'll be 6,000 points ahead. And I thought maybe I need Haka pellets because everybody's doing Haka pellets. I thought that would be a good thing. Apparently, it wasn't great. Not gonna lie. I did not like the Haka pellets when I used them. Maybe it wasn't great against these units either. And all this time, I'm actually coming to his base, poking on him. I have 60 villagers because of the boats, and he's on 49. And I started doing some conquistadors. They have wooden food. That's what my macro is at the moment because I don't have much coin left. So you know that comes quite handy. So we're sieging with leather cannons. God damn. Yeah, I'm just baiting in towards the falconets and the leather cannons basically. Yeah, the thing is I have a lot of anti-cav at this point. He wants to get my falconets, so I'm blocking in by a lot of dragoons, so this is probably his last breath. And that's it. And game over. And I think that was a nice comeback. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, comrades, senhores e senhoras, my friends and friendas, we are here again on let's see if you can see this map this time. Yellow River. We are on Yellow River. On the left side of the corner, we are playing Spain, Robroth, build order, you know, taught to me by Shake. And on the other side of the map, we have the Portuguese Saimiris playing, or will be the Saimiris, probably, because it ends with an I. I don't know. I would guess so. Playing ports. So Portuguese pretty strong at this point because they Feitoria card was a very strong card, got massively nerfed, 50% nerf on the last patch. I think it's still a viable card, especially if you send them later once you already have a couple more town centers. Still might be a viable card, my opinion, but some people might disagree. There we go. Let's see. So this build order is for the Spanish is very straightforward. You chop for a house, you do a TP straight away. Anyway, jump with 14, 15 villagers without any TC idling. There we go. So let's see what Portuguese is doing here. He doesn't have Feitoria card, but look at his he's going for economy theory. He has improved walls, and he's going for 700 coin for a fast age up. He has a fort. He has more defensive buildings on age 4, right? So I don't want the Portuguese guy to actually breathe in this game, because it's gonna be a nightmare for me late game. So my idea here is like, let's push strong, win the game quick, and gain some elo here pretty fast. There we go. We have the forward base. 700 wood coming in now after the 700 coin, because we are in H3. We're gonna also have Rodoleros doing the transition to H3 here. So the wood is very important here. It allows me to have a lot of houses and upgrade my musketeers to when I actually age up. Going for some cav, which is nice. He put pressure. He can actually raid and buy himself some time. He actually has 2 TPs on that side. And very, very close town centers. I think the idea is that he can use town militia to defend himself. And at this side, we already got our Rodoleros. That was our next shipment. So it's paying us having a lot of XP gather, especially with TP. So one of the traits of the Spanish, they actually get a lot of XP, and this cards come really fast, so you can use that. You got some tempo, and you keep making musketeers. We got 200 wood reserved for the musketeers upgrade, and we aging up with the adventure that's going to give us 8 crossbows. So he ages up and instantly go for 1000 coin. Is he planning to do a FI here? Town center, next to another town center, next to another town center, making loads of villagers. He also already upgraded the trade line here and put them trade lines on wood, which is the lowest resource in the game to be gathered. So very, very clever. So he will have some very nice wood income. So at this point, we are 9 minutes in the game. We have 7 Rodoleros, 15 musketeers being upgraded to veteran right now, and the 8 crossbows. Here comes the Malparido with the dogs here, and the falconet just behind. So I just putting this a little bit forward, trying to see what the opponent has. So if you actually want to see my point of view here. So this push is very important, because if we fail here, we are in big trouble, and it's really hard to push the Portuguese with Spain, because especially when it has 2 town centers close together, he puts villagers in there, and it will focus my falconet, and they will go down. Especially like him has town militia, right? So when he has town militia, look at how much damage my falconets are taking just for town center hit. But at the same time, he has 20 idols here, right? So there's a lot of idling on his side, but my falconet will not stand this. So here comes town militia. I already lost a falconet. Now I'm gonna start losing the second falconet very, very soon, and he has organ guns. So another batch of town militia here. So militiaman here is gonna be a problem. This guy's is just way too many. He has too many town center fire, and falconet goes down. So this is a nightmare for any Spanish player. If you want to do this rush, it's really hard to rush the Portuguese, and everybody knows this. I go in again. I just want to take the militiaman. So I just can I get the militia? But I saw that he was exposed with this, and I just, you know what? I don't want to lose my infantry, but I don't care about losing the hussars, the lancers, as long as I take his other cannons or organ guns. Why I cannot speak English, man? When I speak English, I feel like I'm stupid.
No, they're ignorant. That's ignorant.
There you go. This guy's at 1 HP at this point, and I'm just buying time here. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm on 26 villagers. He's on 38 villagers, so way far ahead. You can see that the score is kind of even at this point, but I'm very invested into this, right? I'm really invested into this. However, he's keep on idling his town center. That's the only good thing I would say about this. However, he has so many more villagers that At the minute that oh my god, here comes a fort right in the middle. So that was all his plan, to give this space for the fort. And what am I gonna do at this point? It's gonna be a nightmare for me to push into this. But I see the fort. I see that's the problem. I said, okay, let's take this coverings, because my idea was actually to siege all of this. I will be using artillery, right? And I completely lose everything. It's just too much heat from these two towers with the villagers, the attack. I'm starting actually doing some, did you see that? Some petards. I already sent Marvelous Ears to give me a little boost. I've not upgraded that yet. But you know what? He doesn't want to give up his base. Let's take at least his TP line. So we take the TP, and he's doing a forward base here, which is very unfortunate for him, because actually I redirect myself into this side of the map, managed to take the tower, and at the same time doing a little pre-pressure in the middle of the map. He's out of hunts, but look at the score, guys. If you just stop for a second, if you see a number like this, the guy is in age 4, 24,000 points, and you're 14,000 points. Tell me if this is not the greatest comeback of all times. At least it was for me. I thought this game was lost. I was about to resign, and I said, you know what? Let's just see what's happening. Now he has dragoons, and then what am I to do? Send petards? That's exactly what I'm doing. Problem is macro here. Took none of this. Here comes the fortified militiaman, and I have to run away again. My opponent has not even bothered to do military that much. Let's see. He could have used his fort to make units. Doesn't need the barrack per se. He has a stable. And I took his factory here. That was pretty huge for me here. The guy is on 72 villagers. He has a trouble with his macro, the economy wise. But now he's popping out heavy cannons. What am I to do against this? And he's still like way far ahead. I'm doing coverings, predicting all of this, predicting the heavy cannons, and also helping with the siege, right? There you go, more petards. Let's see what I'm doing with this. And what a game. I need to protect the petards to actually put in action. I was thinking maybe taking down the fort, right? And look at the heavies doing major damage. Yeah, we send the cav coverings on top of the other coverings. So we need to take those coverings, because that's the most important thing right now. Also, taking those heavy cannons that are a little bit far behind. Those two is going to be impossible here. And I'm still losing a lot of stuff. Oh my god, what a weird game for me. And I am literally 10,000 score behind. It's just score-wise. If you are in my position, you'd be scared. You say, my god, this guy's in age 4. He has a lot of fortification cards, and when these cards start kicking in, how I'm gonna siege all of this? And his whole idea of defending this is barely making units. He's just getting the stuff from the factories. And that's funny, man. Okay, but I'm taking map control. I'm sort of, my economy starts kicking in now, because I have, well, he has 73 villagers. I only have 47, but I'm still gathering at 92 foot per second, where my opponent is gathering on 97. So he's actually far ahead. So without idling. So yeah, not bad. Not bad. But however, I don't have to spend the money on the meals, and I have also Spanish gold, right? So quite nice for the production of coverings. And also getting some soldados now and then. It's not bad. They come for free. Here comes the petards. Can we do this? Can we take that factory? He did not heal his factory. A big mistake on his side. You know, you have to heal your factory, my friend. Samiris. My friend, what a game. He's 2,000 score ahead. I'm committed to this corner. I took his factory. It's working, right? And all I have to do is keep on making coverings and petards, I suppose. The soldado is very tanky, so 3 units, it does help a lot. So now I see the heavy cannons. I have to go back. I need to sort of kill the cav and kill the heavy cannons at the same time. Not an easy task. I see that he's moving forward with the So there's, you count 6 seconds before you can have another shot. So that's why you're moving back. So look at this. Shoot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shoot. So I knew that. I knew this. I done tests with this stuff. So I managed to sort of take some of this, damage some of the others. There's no point standing with your coverings without moving. I think I'm alternating between petards and coverings, making more coverings. We still need, there's a lot of heavies, but he cannot produce any heavies anymore. He's floating rest. He should have some skirmishes in the area, maybe musketeers, and more units, more coverings. There's no point not using those resources, right? He has... There goes that. So you're protecting now the coverings, very important. There we go, more town militia, for Christ's sake, dude. And I have to protect these coverings now. Go back, kill the cav list. And then once you kill the cav, you can move away. I think that's what I did if I was clever enough. Or maybe I'm taking this anyway for some reason. Yeah, I should not have taken this. However, this kind of baited him in. It baited him in because I knew that I had more coverings coming. That's probably was my plan here. He might take this, but look, I'm taking all his heavies now. So I kind of baited him in. And a little bit of my miss macro from my opponent. And now these guys are low HP. I can come in and finish them off. And now look at the score. We are coming close in. 7,000 score difference now. I'm getting a little bit more confident. He's on 81 villagers because he keeps on sending them forward to build stuff. And I'm on 58. So I'm catching up with the Portuguese. Now, finally, he's doing some castadors. I think a little bit late for that, my friend. You should have done that a bit earlier. Look at that. Just like if he had some done skirmishes early. I think my opponent did a couple mistakes that allow me to come back in this game. Yeah, that's true. But that does not take the credit of the comeback. And I think that was, for me, one of my favorite comebacks because the score was so far ahead. And I still managed to kick back. So that was pretty nice as well. They just served like a nice tank here for my units. With 390 HP compared to my musketeers 180. People might... There we go. Now you're switching now. I know that he doesn't have heavies. We go with the heavy cannons. And that's the perfect because he started making castadors. And now we have a lot of falconets. And we're still doing musketeers because I want to have protection for the falcons, for the artillery. We're sort of taking all the shipments that I have. So that is... Probably could have taken that one. I just putting pike on the mix. And just putting more units out there. He's still ahead of me. I don't know why. Probably because of the fortified outposts. It's still hard to keep them out, but I still have some falconets, more falconets coming in. And here comes the petards. Look at that beauty. He's gonna take that town center, and it's gonna make his life a little bit more miserable, I'd say. He has no map control. He had to focus on his economy because he was stuck in this corner. He done no walls. We like completely on the town center fire and the fort. And I'm on 60 villagers. He's on 60 as well. GG, man. Why'd I come back? And Saimiris resigns. And that's it, guys. That's the video I have for you guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. I definitely had fun. Well, let's go look at the post game. Why not? Very, very nice of Saimiris actually to say nice comeback. What a gentleman. We even up in the villager score at the end. Military, you see, like, look at that. At 9 minutes, we have 40 units and we lose almost everything. Every push to just buildings. But that's what I think what happens if you want to rely yourself mainly on buildings to defend yourself. You're gonna have a lot of idols. Where are the idols? Idle villagers. There we go. Way too many idols. You have a lot of villagers, but they're not producing stuff. They're just defending. So it's kind of evens out. So there has to have a balance where you have to make your own military and use the resources to kick back, not rely on 100% on the buildings, or even putting villagers on town centers might be good enough at the beginning of the match. He stopped my push, but now he's supposed to make more stuff, and I think he delayed too much, and he was ahead of resources the whole game. And if we look at the score as well, I think that's was really, really impressive, that he was always ahead, thousands of points of score ahead. And I think at this point here, many people would have resigned this, and that's why I thought this game was such a great game. And that's it. It's the end of the video, guys. Hope you have enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on to the next one. See you later.
Sista ordet är inte sagt än. Tack för att du betalade lösensumman. Jag är skadad, kan inte röra mig.